welcome to the Trinity TechCast. This is episode number 155, according to the spreadsheet that I have. The spreadsheet doesn't lie. Okay, spreadsheets lie when humans tell them to lie. Because sometimes you just put in a function or a formula and you tell yourself that you're the smartest person in your room. And then you realize you're not, because your if statements didn't make sense. You ever did a nested if inside a spreadsheet?
Why would I do that? That seems like a bad idea.
I don't spreadsheet that much.
I have done a nested if in a spreadsheet to calculate students' marks, to check to see if it's a A, a B, or C, or D. That nested if was the pinnacle of my career. They thought I was smart after that. They thought I was smart.
I really want to send the data to the people, and they had to do all of that. I go write the code to get the data for you, and you take the data and do the other data.
I can't remember the last time I opened Excel, but as you said, sometimes there are much easier ways of doing that.
I be using Google Sheets like normal, because that's how I set up the marking, the grading system in school to make it easier for teachers to put things in there, because instead of creating a whole web app where they have to log in and use our website and all that kind of thing, everybody accustomed using a spreadsheet. I was like, okay, we'll use Google Sheets for everything, and everything built in one sheet talking to another sheet, and another sheet talking to another sheet, and that sheet talks to another sheet, and then it is merged.
To maintain. That sounds like a pain to maintain.
Yeah, it does have errors every single time. But the errors, they're fairly consistent. Okay. It's more like just a reference error because of a bug. Let's just say there's a 99% success rate for everything, but there'll always be some one thing that will just go wrong because it requires the internet for these sheets to talk to each other. But that's a very interesting intro. As you know, we already have interesting intros. It is the Trinity TechCast, and my name is Andre Charles from @MakeItSimpleTT. I have two co-hosts. One co-host has been there from episode -1, and that's Akim there, who is redbit_tech, ever so often on the internet. I think I see your wife like one of the videos. I can't remember.
My wife?
I was like, there's nobody else I know whose surname is there. I can't remember. I was like, oh, look, she's supporting her hobby. Yeah. How cute. Yeah. And second co-host is Michaela Noel, diversity hire, who's been here for 55 whole episodes. Whoa, that's plenty, Michaela. Like, you're putting in the work. Putting in the work. 55 episodes. That's,
even when I'm lineman.
That's... Even when you're lineman, meaning even when you have a lineman lifestyle, that's better. Like saying when you're lineman means like you chose to lime, but you don't choose.
It sounds like she does podcasts while she lineman, like.
All right, yeah. It sounds like that too. Yeah, she didn't choose lineman chose her.
Exactly,
Her. That's the alibi.
She's young, when you're young, that's the time to. This is the time to lime. When you get to age, it will start. So enjoy it while you can. Get all the linemen out of the system.
Here we are talking about technology. So, today we're going to talk about some stuff, but what is the techiness of life looking like? It was a short week this week. There was a holiday on the Monday, and then there was a long weekend. We're on the Easter weekend right now recording. It's the 5th of April right now. I heard from a reliable source that some people may have taken some days during this week. I don't know if it was true or not, but did you work?
Who are you talking
officially?
Who are you talking to?
The person that's looking away from the microphone right now. Michaela.
Barely. But I was present at work.
You was on the clock. You was on the clock. You didn't officially take the vacation days. Okay.
Because it's only 3 days. And
but
nobody else.
You just found those things I had to do, like clean your desk, delete some files from your desktop.
Stay until the abyss.
Yeah. Defrag your hard drive. Do you remember defragging your hard drive, Akim?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to like purposefully go in and defragment it. Oh, yikes! That hurts. That hurts a lot. Yeah. All right. Anything techie, Akim?
Does small work building out some application servers and refactoring some code, but yeah, that's the usual. Nothing too exciting.
Refactoring some code. Changing it from one language to another.
From one, like, say the version it's on right now is 5, and I'm taking it to version 12. So it's like,
plenty backend stuff how to get
like
updated.
10-year-old code.
Jeez.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds like it sucks, but
it would have sucked 5 years ago. But we have a lot of very good tools we could utilize.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
I just realized that my camera was on 480p, and that's very weird. Of StreamYard to do that, but okay. Oh, continue 780p. Okay. Very strange. Okay. Yeah, StreamYard just trying to fight me. Michaela, what was the techiness?
Absolutely nothing. The techiest thing for the week is I studied. I studied for the exam I'm supposed to sit. That was the techiest thing I did for the week.
Oh, the next certification thing?
Yeah. Yeah, we learned about I'm learning about pivoting and tunneling. Yes. Techniques.
Pivoting and tunneling.
So
okay.
like if you're on
what is tunneling?
Good question. I could tell you about pivoting though. Tunnel is a little later on.
I did not intend to try to like highlight the fact that you don't know what you studied. What?
Studying.
She reached that topic as yet.
Exactly. I reached there yet. Yeah. Yes. Pivoting basically say you're on one system, right? So say I'm in my home network, right? So I'm on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in my laptop, I could see that there's another device over there. I say I just have a Windows server just lying down there. Yeah. I need to get from my attack host to this computer to the Windows server. So I need to somehow get from point A to point C. So I use point B as my pivot point to kind of get to C. Because I have access to A and B, but I don't have access to C. And only B can access C. But I don't want B to know that I'm accessing C. So I kind of have to like sneak around. I have to like basically pretend I'm a mole rat digging a tunnel underground. So you can't see until like your foundation falls down.
That sounds like something to do with subnetting on them kind of thing.
A small subsection of that. Yeah.
Like if you know the subnet, then you'll be able to use some kind of loopback IP or some kind of drama. So based on the type of subnets I use, okay, that's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I might go and
very, very cool.
ask Gemini about that tonight while I'm preparing to sleep. Like I'm on this tier of watching one educational YouTube video every night before I go to sleep. I used to read a book, right? Mm-hmm. And now I just read the book when I can't fall asleep. So I'll read the book to fall asleep. But every night I just pick up this habit now of watching one 20-minute YouTube video on 2x and learning something new. And I learned about What was the last one I watched by him?
So wait, you don't be doom scrolling on your phone?
No, boy. I had that thing in landscape mode and watch a educational YouTube video. Okay. Doom scrolling. That is the devil, boy. That is the devil. When I check in through all of these social media accounts that we have, like they just catch me up properly sometimes, especially with the ingrown toenail removal videos.
I hate that. Yeah. My wife does try to come and watch me, show me them thing. I just hate it. I find it disgusting.
I am hooked. No. If I see an ingrown toenail video, I catch myself looking at it. I used to be the pimple popper, but now the ingrown toenails. For some reason, they just know that people will just watch it, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I get you. Me, what did I do that was techie? The Monopoly app that built, right? So it was a long weekend now, so we had a Monopoly game, when Tuesday? It's Tuesday or Friday? Tuesday or Friday, one. Either the night before or the day of the holiday. And we had some updates to make on it. Because after we played 3 enough times, they told me the bugs and all those different things. So I go on and try to fix the bugs. And I get so fed up that I had to just dive back into the code for myself. And I was like, okay, let me go through this code and see what it is going on inside here. And I was literally telling Gemini, I was be like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Change this, change that. Because it was just all the features I was trying to add, it was just not adding it properly. And I went into the code and tried to understand it and then start to speak exactly the language of the code. And one of the things I realized is the logic of the code was just one big if-else statement. If else, if else, else, if else, if else, if else, if else, if. And I was like, no, stop that. Break everything up, make it modular, put functions. Just like when I talking to children when they're doing the IA, I'll be like, what stupid is he doing? Like you can't have one long if statement to do everything. And I ended up having to break the code up modularly and put things. But I literally had to go into coding mode instead of vibe coding. Because vibe coding, it reached that point where it just wasn't making sense to try to vibe code anymore. I had to go in and change things and then tell it to understand the changes that I made and then start back the vibe coding part because I think it reached the limitation of like, I want to help you, but I don't know how to help you. So here, hold this. And I'd be like, no, that's not what I wanted. And then be like, here, try this. I was like, no, I give you specific instructions, but you keep trying to make it better instead of doing what I want. And that was my.
I have a chat, like it have a limit to where it is reached where things are just slow down. I have a chat that going on since last year. Yeah. And a lot of code and whatever, and just to do one prompt does take like 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes it does stick, sometimes you just get the chrome where they keep on with not responding. So it have a limitation in terms of how long the chat
things get so bad. I take it from Gemini and I went into ChatGPT because I don't use ChatGPT at all. I put the code in ChatGPT. I said, do you understand what's going on? And ChatGPT reached the length limit with my... I can't remember what the length limit was, but it says you've reached your length limit. Would you like to upgrade? And I was like, but we didn't do nothing yet. We didn't change anything. All I do was just get the code and you tell me I reached my length limit, but I don't know what the length limit is for ChatGPT, but that was not a good look. That was not a good look at all. The only thing I do is reach the cloud because if I reach the cloud, that means... I'm desperate. I really.
But Claude actually good enough.
I know that was in here. Like a desperate meaning I can't fix it on my own.
Yeah.
Because I just spent a half an hour read through the code and saw the things I need to fix, and then I started to speak the language a little better. But vibe coding is cool until you have to do it for yourself. That should be a juicy. Alright, in today's show, we are going into the TTPS website down and no one cared. The Ministry of AI, Public Administration and AI had a town hall meeting and they have a PDF that we're going to look through a little bit. And attacking data centers is a thing because it's 2026. Why not? So let's get into our first story. which is the TTPS website. Fair warning, we have a clip of Roger Alexander. Listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely, you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know anyone, any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeitsimplett.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of. That will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. The website of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service went offline earlier this year due to unpaid bills to its external service provider. Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander said in the Senate on Wednesday. He said the disruption began on February and extended into early March after invoices for hosting and maintenance, including one from 2025 and another from 2026, remained outstanding. The outage raised concern among members of the public as the website serves as the primary open source for national crime statistics, with some questioning the absence of data during the downtime. And here is the clip for your viewing pleasure, for your listening pleasure. All right? Yeah. Play. Did I press play?
Based on information provided to the Ministry by the Commissioner of Police, the website of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service experienced a period of unavailability during the month of February and extended into early March 2026. The Commissioner of Police has advised that the interruption arose in circumstances where there was outstanding payments to the external service provider responsible for hosting and maintaining of the website, including an invoice relating to service rendered in 2025 and a subsequent invoice for 2026. Mr. President, I am advised that the matter has since been addressed and the website has now been restored to service. At present, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is also undergoing routine maintenance and upgrade activities to improve the functionality and resilience of the platform. As a result, certain features of the website may be temporary or unavailable, whilst their technical works are being completed. The Information and Communication Technology Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service continues to implement the necessary technical mitigation measures to ensure the full restoration and ongoing stability of the website in the near future.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's basic. A lot said. But I don't know. Akim, why you turn off your camera? Are you laughing?
Listen, I had zoned out halfway through. Like I just naturally, my brain just went wee, and then I was like, wait, no.
What I want to know is who's the host for ttps.gov.tt, not the TTNIC? Like once you have a .tt,
no, you could host with anybody. You could just point your name server.
Oh, you can point. Okay, yeah, that's true. So the domain name will be TTNIC, but check and see if you can figure out who's the host and
check it out.
Who they owe the money to, because that's not a good look.
I was thinking. You wasn't gonna, as a politician, I wasn't coming out and tell people we didn't pay bill that bad look. I was gonna make up something about, we experienced some technical difficulties and whatever, cause
it done because they didn't pay the bill?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I wasn't listening to when I tell you it went
and they can't even blame the last government cause it's 2025 into 2026. So I wasn't admitting it. I was saying, we had some experience, some technical difficulties and blah, blah. I'll be a politician. I wasn't. Anyway, I guess people probably didn't care, as you say.
I think people wouldn't care because nobody would check. But the crime statistics, I think, would be important. And that's what the article said. The article said that people usually go to the website to get the crime statistics for like the current up-to-date statistics or whatever the case is, right? Other than that, it's nowhere else that you'll get it to see how many murders or how many larcenies or break-ins, whatever it is, right? The non-payment of bills for certain services is almost standard government procedure, almost, right? It's kind of a known fact that the usual trope is government don't pay, right? But when it comes to external suppliers and things like websites and things like that,
found it AWS.
AWS,
yeah, Amazon don't play at all.
So, where you find it? Where you used to find it?
I use a website called hostingchecker.com.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I was using the Whois lookup now to see if I could get the Whois information on the domain, but it didn't.
Yeah, they could also try Shodan.
Yeah, right. So yeah, AWS, right. So once it's an external provider, what you're saying, Akeem, good.
So let's say hosting and maintenance, right? So it could either be that they were directly involved with Amazon, which I probably I don't think is that, or it could have been that they had a third party that they contract the maintenance and the hosting to, and they didn't pay that third party, and that third party wouldn't just have stuff up and running called AWS. It's get billed based on usage. So they was like, okay, well, they ain't paying me, then we ain't paying Amazon, you know. So most likely, I think is a third party that they contract to host and maintain the website.
Okay, that would make sense. That would make sense, except for the fact that means the bill would have been coming from the third party and not AWS.
Yeah, cause if you ain't pay AWS for 1 month or whatever, they're not going to let you go on and not pay the next month, you know. So it had to be, I don't know, unless what's happened to sometimes they just pay for a few months. Like if you know your average, whatever, I will bill the government. Say for 6 months it's 10,000 US. Or whatever, I'll bill you for 6 months. You pay that, you have that money there for Amazon, and then when it coming up to the next thing, then you bill the next 6 months. And it could be
but the article says that they have 2 invoices. One from 2025 and another for 2026 that has remained outstanding. So yeah, it makes sense that it would be an external company, and the company would be blazing with AWS or using AWS as their provider, and the government just has to pay that company. And when they don't pay the company will just be like, "Hey, you have a bill from 2025, you know? All right, cool. You have a bill for the first 3 months of 2026. Yeah, we taking on your website," and they took it down. What killing me is the last part where they put in measures in place. Where he said they put in measures in place to like make it more robust and maintenance and all them kind of things. When you and I both know that the website is the website. All of that talk at the end about trying to make it like not to happen again and all that kind of drama, it's just you pay the hosting money. It's not like the site went down, you know. It's the site was not paid for. And that is where the political jargon and things that start to come in. I real good. Because there are so many companies that the government just don't pay. And they just kind of spin you around and tell you, we don't have enough money for that right now. We don't have money for that right now. We can't pay for this. We can't pay for that. And this is just probably one of them. And that's about it, That's about it. But how many other websites are currently running in Trinidad and Tobago that have not been paid for? That they just kind of stringing along. Because you hear these stories about contracting companies. Somebody will build a whole set of houses for HDC. They build a whole housing complex and they ain't get their money yet. Years later, they're not maintaining the place anymore because they haven't been paid for this or paid for that or that kind of thing. You hear that kind of story. But when it comes to technology, we have a little problem. You know what's the problem? If our HDC, if somebody built a house, they can't go back and like, okay, I'm gonna stop these houses from working until all you pay me. Or they'll be like, or they can't go and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna take back all the bricks. But when it comes to technology, it's nothing to just go and change the flip a switch and take off the server, turn off the
that's delete the website. Okay,
delete the website. Oh wow, oh jeez. I was going to say like change the htaccess file. Okay, do that. Or per index.html in place. Under construction. Yeah, that will be a problem. If we're going into technology and thing, and we want to be serious about it, then these sorts of payments and these sorts of checks and balances need to be put in place. And this is even before you try to get to the point of cybersecurity, because you need to have something to secure before you try to go and pay people
availability.
Yeah, you gotta get availability first and then security. So sometimes we're talking so much about, hacking and cybersecurity and all that kind of thing and paying firms and whatnot. But if you can't even secure the actual building, you're going to put a security guard in front of it, that'll be kind of weird. That'll be kind of weird. Yeah. But this probably what happened to the criminal, the sex offenders websites too.
Yeah, I suspect.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Because that was under the TTPS also. And more than likely, they're just like, yeah, let's not pay for that one because I don't want to. And here we are. Yeah, that's enough for that story. AWS, you'll get your money, guys. You'll get your money. It's back up. But if you go to...
I'm trying to find the website online. Like...
What's that?
The sex
the TTPS website?
Like when you Google it, it's not coming up again.
Yeah. It'll be gone.
But it's still the same thing. Temporarily offline.
But the TTPS website have like not so bad things now. Apply for a certificate of character. Or just public march permits to host a public march. To have a public meeting, general road event. Okay, this looks nice, but I would just like to let you know I applied for a certificate of character online, and it is a form that is filled out. There's email you a PDF, and you have to print the PDF and carry it into them.
Yep.
So it's not like you get to choose the police station, a whole appointment and all kind of time and thing. And it's just basically them avoiding the fact that they have to like not write out the data for the COC form, which of course cuts down the paperwork because you receive the information digitally. It would just be nice if you choose a police station and you fill out the form, that you could go to the form and the police station would say, yeah, we have your data here and we have your appointment, and they print out the form for you. But you have to print it out for yourself. So it's like a hybrid system. Hybrid, but
this website built with .NET.
Okay, we'll stop there because ASPX.
No, yes, that's
because if you build
ASP.NET,
yeah, ASP, yeah. That's the things that make Michaela cringe.
Server.
All right. You know what town hall meeting is?
Yeah.
You ever went to a town hall meeting?
According to the minister that speak is a meeting in the town hall.
Let me see what the fruits of our AI town hall meeting was. We're coming back. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to Make It Simple TT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company to installation of routers, buying things online. So you could check us out, 308-8799. You could check our services out. Or you could go to makeitsimplett.com and see some of the things that we've done. And maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. The Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, how we love them, they hosted what is called this thing? A town hall meeting at the Hyatt Regency. Pause. A town hall meeting in the Hyatt. A town hall is supposed to be like
a community center.
In a community center. Somehow I just feeling like that's what I'm supposed to think of. Yes, I don't know.
Something more accessible.
Yeah, a town hall meeting in the Hyatt is almost like a business meeting, a conference kind of thing. But that's just me from a layman's perspective, right? If you want to get the views of everybody on something here. So the meeting served both as a moment of reflection and a forward-looking engagement as the ministry formally introduced its vision, mission, and guiding pillars aimed at shaping a more modern and connected public service. It also reinforced the MPAAI's commitment to strengthening internal alignment as it advances its mandate of delivering a seamless citizen-centered government experience. It sounded like it's a presentation more than a town hall. But I wasn't there. I can't say. And, well, just as a tongue-in-cheek, this was released on the 1st of April, 2026. Haha. Joke's on you. We did not create this ministry to rename structures, but to fix how government works, he said, noting that the public administration and technology must now operate as one unified system. The minister also highlighted Trinidad and Tobago's unique readiness to embrace artificial intelligence, noting that AI was no longer a buzzword, but a core component of modern governance and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, if it was a town hall meeting, then people should have been able to give feedback or whatever the case is. But I don't have any clips or any videos or anything of the sort to play or point out or anything like that. However, if you were at one of these town hall meetings, what is the first question that you would have asked? Michaela, what you would have asked, if you could ask the minister anything,
I'm the worst person to do that.
Wow. Why?
Because I don't like people using AI to begin with. So I wouldn't even be in that room, first of all. But I know that my main question, I guess, would be how do you all actually want us to use the AI? Because these days I'm getting, AI fatigue every 3 seconds. Organizations and company leads are talking about AI readiness, AI adoption, AI integration. Okay, AI integration, and then what? AI integration, how? Okay, free Copilot, free Gemini for everyone. Okay, we have these tools. Now what? Integrates into your workflows.
How? What? Okay, wait. Akime, what you would ask first before we do that?
Kind of along the same lines, but I probably would have asked, what are some tangible benefits that you think we would see from, all this adoption of AI? What some tangible benefits in terms of public facing government services, how would you integrate AI to actually help us? Because for the general public, they probably don't really care about how all they internally going and use AI to help you write a document. I want to know how they're going to use AI to make the services that we need more seamless and more efficient. That is what I would like AI to be, in terms of getting something outside from the government.
Ooh, along those lines, I figured out my question. Yes. So, with the adoption of AI, right? You're all going to use AI in the ministry or whatnot. How are you going to make sure that my data remains secure? Because you're going to tell Sally and HR
it was on paper
AI.
before, so they never steal the paper. So.
Yeah, and then I gotta walk out our town hall. Yeah, you're gonna tell Sally and HR to integrate AI, and Sally and HR are gonna upload all my documents.
Spreadsheet. Yeah.
And then what? How is my data being secured?
And then you see ChatGPT ads, Copilot ads.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
I would say, I'll ask if they're going to use AI in terms of the financial operations, like say taxes or tax returns and them kind of stuff, or like as Michaela says, sensitive data, or more so the financial stuff where you might think you could use it, like if you had to audit somebody or to do a tax return. What type of checks and balances would they put in place to avoid hallucinations and people not just wholeheartedly trusting in the AI without knowing that, okay, I still need to check on it?
I was going to ask the data privacy question for sure. Because something happened. I was reading this article, or I was watching a video with Salesforce. So last year, Salesforce tried to replace they lay off 4,000 workers, I believe. Yeah, they lay off 4,000 staff and tried to replace them with AI. And now they realize that they have a lot of quality control issues that's taking place. Because the AI is doing stuff and seemingly making it better, but the actual nitty-gritty of certain things and certain functions, they're finding out that it's doing a lot of things improperly or not to standard, and it creating plenty technical debt. Yeah, that we're doing. A lot of technical debt is being created, and the humans that they don't have the manpower to go in and clean all that technical debt right now that has been created over the past year alone. So they have to rehire a whole set of new engineers now. Well, not new engineers, but rehire some of the engineers to come and work along with the AI a little more, because they were trying their very best to replace them with the AI. And we don't even have tech to have technical debt for yet, right? Like we don't have any existing unified system or anything. Wait, now what going on with the UPI system with the payment thing? And that's supposed to be on mine now?
I see what I tell you.
Wait. Yeah, anyhow, that's all. Let's stick up on that. I'll come back to it, right? Yeah. If we try to integrate AI right now to build the system, we are cooked, like charred, burnt, because integrating AI to build our systems ain't going to work out. We will basically be starting off with technical debt, or starting off with bugs, or starting off with holes. And yes, right now, most of our job is to just take paper-based systems and turn them into digital systems, which AI could help with because that's a kind of menial task. But when it comes to collecting that data, collating that data, and doing useful things with that data in a unified way, no AI right now is ready to do that. And we've seen it. If we see it at a big company like Salesforce is basically the size of Trinidad. Like when you think about it, the amount of employees that Salesforce have and the things that Salesforce does is a lot of things that Trinidad as a country would want to do to basically collect and manage data and kind of thing. And if Salesforce realize, this AI thing ain't working out, we need to get back some humans, we better realize that quickly. Because this silver bullet, this AI silver bullet, it is not real. It's not real at all.
Yeah. I know they will go down the road of trying to replace people with AI. What they would most likely try to do is use AI to, I guess, do things more efficiently. But the issue with that is if you lean too much into it and you just take it like wholesale without doing your own, because that's basically the same thing that happened with Salesforce. Just they get rid of the people and leave AI up to AI to do it. But here, if we do something similar where we just adopt AI wholeheartedly and not really understand prompting and like similar thing with your Monopoly game. Yeah, you know, vibe. You could call it vibe prompting instead of vibe coding. You're vibe prompting something in accounting or law or whatever. You're gonna get the same issues. You're going to pass that if-else statement instead of doing it as it should. You know, in a modular way. I'm sure other areas gonna have the same issue, and again we're gonna need somebody like you who have a good foundation to know, okay, this is how it's supposed to be, and you know, you'll use AI to help. It will still be more efficient than you saying and writing the code from scratch.
Yeah, doing it for yourself. Yeah. From our perspective, the paper-based systems that we use and getting it into digitized form, it is, I would consider it to be low-hanging fruit that AI should be able to help with, but I don't think that's the view of the general population. What is called them John Public? I think John Public is hearing that our government is going to become a very efficient running technological juggernaut within the next 4 years because of AI. That is why I feel John Public
so?
hearing.
I don't think so, you know. I feel most people don't really have faith that's not going to happen.
No, not that it will happen. I think that's what they're hearing. Like the communication or the one-sided communication that's coming from the government, it's sounding like, yeah, AI is going to turn this government into a properly functioning technological system. And whether they believe it or not, that's the message that's being sent.
The next side of it was the general John Public, and then the John Public who actually in tune with technology, and the general John Public probably don't really care about this that much as we probably care about it and paying attention to it.
I agree with you. You're correct. The general, somebody send my business number a WhatsApp message. They got the auto response on WhatsApp, right? You know, your normal auto response that you could program for yourself, whatnot, yeah? The message will be like, hey, I have an AI. That's like, oh my goodness. There was like the AI response to me. I'll be like, no, that is not AI. That's just a auto responder. that's been in existence for
30 years.
20 years. Like, it's just an autoresponder, but they think that it's AI. So anything that responds to you automatically, that, what you talking about there, Hakeem? That John Public? Yeah, that there is that kind of John Public that thinks that everything is AI. And then have the other John Public that could kind of see through it and understand whatever the case is. But if there's a town hall meeting, would you go? That's the final question before we move on.
Nope.
Michaela, you going?
Depends on my mood and when it is and where it is.
Is people like us supposed to go to that thing?
Yeah.
Beverages provided.
Like a lot of the people that actually get into politics. Anyway, I won't say that. But
okay. Don't say it.
Yeah,
don't say it. I know what you're going to say. But yes, people like us supposed to be going to them town hall meetings. They're supposed to be sending invites to, like, you know, the people that be like, hey, we invited the Trinitech crew to come to this town hall meeting to ask some questions. Whatnot.
Yeah, like in that capacity I would go. But like if it's just me.
A layman?
Yeah. I not going to take the time out of my day to just go to that just so, like, I have better things
because
to do.
It'll be what, a waste of time, or it will be it'll be something that you don't think will go anywhere. So you could go and say the best thing that you could say possibly, and nothing will come out of it. That's the whole back, or it's just a waste of time because they don't know what they're doing.
No, it's I don't know. Me personally, it's not because it'll be a waste of time or they don't know what they're doing. Just me personally, that is not something I going to like take time out of my day to drive into Port of Spain. I don't like Port of Spain already. Than to sit down in a town hall meeting, 3 minutes I talk about something I could have stay on my phone and watch. And even if I was home, I wasn't watching the whole thing on my phone, and I just look at the highlights because I don't want to sit down and listen to you talk for a whole hour.
All right, it's an efficiency thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
which is also why they put it. That's also why they put it in Hyatt, because if they put it in a random community center, ain't nobody was going.
That's true. For sure. I wouldn't go because I personally think that they don't know what they're doing. I think it's more political posturing than actual proper feedback and implementation and those sort of things. And because every time I hear about a town hall meeting, it's more like this is a politician trying to create some kind of connection with a community that they want to foster, so that when they come to election time, they could say, and we had 5 town hall meetings. And that's the part that's getting me vexed. That's the part that's getting me upset with where there's a political posturing that's taking place. And that's why I wouldn't go. But if it does get to the point where you are invited, like we are invited because of our podcast and our technical questions and those sort of things, I'll be like, okay, at least there's somebody inside there who knows that technical people are required to be here. And who knows, they probably do invite people from different places and different stakeholders and that kind of stuff. But John Public generally walking in and be like, oh, I'm going to a town hall meeting because this affects me. Nope. Can't see it at all.
Yeah, like if we were a town hall meeting on with the Minister of Works and Transport, that'll draw a big crowd because of the roads, because of this, because of that.
Yeah.
People who are in charge of those type of things, that will draw a big crowd. But
you're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's the next thing we had to discuss? I forget.
The war.
Oh, data centers. Yeah, okay. We were talking about Amazon, just AWS. Yeah, mashing up data centers is a thing. Me personally, I just let you know, if I was a general of an army, and the thing that you have to stop is communications, it makes a whole lot of sense to use a data center as a high target, a high value target. That's just logic to me right now in 2026.
You know, internet have have a thing where you're not supposed to target
Public
civilian
infrastructure.
infrastructure because
The
of our war
Geneva
crime.
Code or something so?
Yeah, you think that should be covered under it, like a data center, where you're going to be damaging people's ability to communicate and
I think so, yes. Yes. Is the Geneva Convention or something like that?
something. I can't remember.
Probably is.
Yeah, it have one for NATO and it have one for Geneva, the Geneva Convention. But anyhow. April 1st, Amazon's cloud computing operation in Bahrain was damaged after an Iranian strike, the Financial Times reported. Yeah. Okay, that's basically it. There was another longer article, but basically they attacked a data center that was in Bahrain, right? And the data centers... the report of the strike came a day after Iran's Revolutionary Guards threatened to target U.S. companies in the Middle East using Microsoft, Google, and Apple in retaliation attacks for Iran. Last week, an e-commerce giant said its Amazon Web Services region in Bahrain had been disrupted amid the current conflict in the Middle East, marking the second time in the month it was in. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So basically, you target AWS, right? No. If you're targeting a data center, that is the same as a civilian bombing to me. That's a hot take. But I think that's the same as a bombing a area where civilians are. But that now gets into a little tricky situation where, not to get too political, but get to more warlike. What they normally do is when they put in up bases and things, they put the bases in strategic places that are close to like schools and hospitals and children and all them kind of thing. And they'd be like, oh yeah, they have a base over there, an army base right there. Because they know fully well, if they bomb that army base and any of the children in the school die or anything of that sort, they could make a big media issue about it. A data center holds people's data. And if one of the governments have a contract with one of those providers and you say you want to disrupt their communications and you attack the data center, you're basically affecting civilians. And that now brings a whole different spin on things because these companies put data centers in certain places to create nodes. Yeah, nodes so that the next hop, what's it called? CDNs. Yeah, the CDN, the content distribution networks. They are content distribution nodes. Is nodes or networks?
Well,
either one.
In AWS and cloud speak, does call it regions or availability domains, or availability zones.
Yeah, basically they'll clone the most. They'll basically cache the data in those places. So when you want to get something, you don't have to come straight to the US server, right? You could use another server to get it. So technically speaking, it's not like data that is standalone, and if you mash up that place, all your data are gone. It have redundancy in all those different places, right? But attacking those places, I could see it becoming a very regular thing. Because I know data centers, when I had to like study them, I think I had the children do a project on it in school or something like that. And they had to check to see the kind of security that data centers have. The data centers have missile detection systems on them. They have radars and all them kind of thing on top of it because they know that if this data center were to be taken out, we'd have a problem. So, do you think that it should be put in like the rules of war that okay, we could do stuff, but you see the data centers treat it like a hospital. Don't
I'm not sure if we're there yet, you know. We closed it, but I'm not sure if we're there yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not like critical for civilians. Like, you know, you could survive without it. Versus if you destroy a water thing or a desalination plant or power station.
I was not about to say that. I feel like data centers fall under the same category as like power plants. And I'm now Googling if power plants are protected under Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I think
okay.
Power plants, water, like certain, they call it transport routes, like a bridge. If that is like the main place how people does transport goods and services between whoever, you know, by data center.
Okay.
I would say maybe not because of the nature how data centers work, meaning you have a lot of redundancy in other areas.
Yeah.
So if one go down, then, you know, one could potentially, you know, all the data not going to be in one area. You're going to have redundancy in different zones. So if one go down, you're not going to really lose it. You'll have a disruption. And then it could switch to the next zone. So
things will slow down now.
Yeah, it will slow down. You'll have downtime.
Okay. Well, that's the actual firepower incendiary kind of attacks. What about the denial of service, the DDoS attacks and the hacking and all them kind of thing?
Yeah, that's fair game.
Because that's
it's a fair game.
Why you say that?
Fair game? Unless it's like a DDoS attack against like a hospital or critical civilian infrastructure. So like cyber attacks on power stations, cyber attacks on data centers, cyber attacks on hospitals. Those things I think fall under the Geneva Convention. But anything else, fair game.
But then the real okay. Let me think about this, huh? I'll make sure I say what I want to say correctly. You can't really check to see who. Okay, somebody drop a bomb on AWS. You can check the radar and you can see that is a whatever bomber. That is a drone. That is from these people. These people. Okay, you can check that. But cyber attacks, you can't trace it back. Like, it's real hard to trace back. And if you're trying to put some sort of laws or some kind of thing in place, some kind of wounded thing. So, okay.
With cyber attacks, McKellar, and a lot of them, the people that do it, does kind of say that they do it.
So sometimes a particular group would claim credit for the attack. Sometimes is state actors. Sometimes you could trace them back. Sometimes you can't. It really depends. But I think that yes, it should be regulated, but you can't regulate criminals. Like, let me real. You cannot regulate criminals.
But, okay,
they're going to do it regardless.
It's not criminals, it's war. It's two people fighting for something that is just. And they believe that their fight is justified or validated.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the Geneva Convention was. It's like, okay, we know what's going to happen, but let me just put some things in place.
Some rules
for when
it does happen.
Yeah, some rules of engagement kind of thing. If it have a state-sponsored hacking syndicate, can you tell them, all right, all you, they can hack everything, just not this place, not our place, not our place, not our place, not our place. It have nothing in the books for that. I believe it should be.
You know, as to like, what was the consequence? Like, if, like, say somebody do something to a hospital or to power plant or whatever, what's the consequence? You're gonna nothing. The Geneva Convention.
Well, the consequence of the Geneva is that everybody else does gang up on you. And they'll basically treat you like a bad country. I don't know. Like
sanctions, like, could probably
sanctions, and everybody will be like, okay, we'll stop trade with this person, we'll think this, we'll raise the taxes, and everybody would agree now because they all signed off that we're not doing this. And if you choose to be the odd one out, we all have to punish you, whether we like you or not. So,
but in practice, It don't happen that much.
No, in practice it doesn't happen. No, in practice, not even that much. In practice, it doesn't happen at all. Yeah. Because the Geneva Convention have all kind of things about treating prisoners of war and all kind of things like that. And waterboarding does still take place. Men just come back from being a prisoner, and they talking about the all kind of thing that take place inside when they were captured and those sort of things, and yeah, so there has to be a cyber side to the Geneva Convention eventually. That's the point that I wanted to kind of bring out or try to get at. If you're attacking a data center, we starting to tread into the waters of war and the internet and technology and how it's going to be managed when these things take place. And I don't know. I wouldn't want to see what will happen, but we get there.
Yeah, we could put things in place, but it'll still be kind of hard because a simple way to kind of circumvent that is, okay, so if, let's say I am the military of country A, and according to the Geneva Convention, I am not allowed to commit cybercrime against country B. Okay, no problem. I, country A, will just hire or pay some known hackers.
Mercenaries? Like digital mercenaries?
Correct, basically, to just circumvent the whole thing.
Yeah, correct.
Who gonna stop you?
Right, and truly, exactly. Shouldn't have war on the whole, but...
Correct.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, what happened in thousands of years.
Yeah.
Humans is fine
once we reach into technology, war will reach there too. Yeah.
From the beginning.
It's just like pirating. You can't really stop the pirates on them.
Correct.
Yeah, we are pirates long time.
Pirates of the Caribbean, sports pirates, stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Good run, guys. Good run. All right, so in today's episode, thank you very much for making it to the end. We spoke about the TTPS website being down and no one cared. We found out that they were hosted by AWS, and more than likely, it was some third-party provider that, as I call it, if all they don't pay the bill, we could just flip a switch and the website won't work. Ministry of AI has a town hall meeting, and everybody here is not going to a town hall meeting on their own volition, because why? Attacking data centers is a thing, and our discussion kind of reached to the point where we were talking about the Geneva Convention, but technology and the Geneva Convention, that's a definite thing that we have to think about, because it's getting there, and it's getting there very fast. So that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for listening or watching or whatever you do. My name is Andre Charles. You can find me at Make It Simple TT on the interwebs, and co-host number 1 is
Akim there, and you can find me on Redbit_tech or on LinkedIn. Akim there, if that's your thing.
If that's your thing. It's not, it is McKellar's thing. McKellar be playing games on LinkedIn, I see,
Yeah.
I see McKellar completed a puzzle or some kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
She's smiling like,
that's my favorite thing. Like, I would literally wake up, open LinkedIn, play the games, and then close LinkedIn for the day. And then occasionally open LinkedIn to macro what scores my friends got and see where I am on the leaderboard. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know either, but the internet has a lot of things that we didn't know about. Yeah. So
and they drop a new game. Yeah. A couple days ago.
Is McKellar Noel?
Oh yeah.
She'll let you know where she is in this world.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Keller_Noel and on LinkedIn, Keller Noel. Yeah. Add me on LinkedIn so I can macro and see when you play games.
I tell you, that's it for today. We will see you next week. Next week might be an interview episode, but we'll see how the schedule goes. So, bye.